Oh, welcome. It's the King and I Life podcast. I don't know why these video intros ain't working, but hey, we here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
King and I Life podcast, hosted by your man, Soul Toucher the Poet, and my co-host, my brother in this joint.
Son Soul Lex.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, as we say, follow us on whatever podcast platform that you choose to subscribe to. Like, share, and subscribe. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Sun Soul X. Go ahead and give them the rest.
Hey, you guys can also reach us at KINGANDEYE369 at gmail.com. I've been doing so
Yeah,
good with that lately.
I don't
I
know
don't know
what's
what's
going
going
on.
on, but anyway, you can reach us at KingandI369 at gmail.com. Again, that's
Yes.
KINGANDEYE369. If you have an idea for the show, if you want to come on and have a discussion with us, feel free to shoot us an email. And again, thanks everybody for the emails that you have sent us. Thanks.
Yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that. And thank y'all for supporting and tuning in and all that good stuff. Um, hmm. We got some good stuff coming up. You know, the technology gods are playing games with us right now. So some things are
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
being, filtered through the waves or whatever the case may be. Um, Make sure you tune in next week. We have a dope guest joining us, Javanya J. Newby. A good
Jay.
friend of mine. She is a pastry chef, so that's going to be a dope interview. So definitely tune in,
Most definitely.
tune in for that. What else you got, my brother?
At the end of this podcast segment, we have the new and the latest and greatest riddle. So we can give away our final King and I Life podcast t-shirt.
This dude needs riddles, boy.
I don't think it's too hard, but it ain't gonna be too easy either. So anyway, you guys
Oh,
stay tuned, stay around for that because we definitely want to go ahead and give that t-shirt away.
mm, mm, mm. Oh man! But before we jump into it, any groundbreaking news out there you want to talk about?
Only the situation with Dr. Dre.
300,000 in spousal support. Yeah, to meager individuals like us, that's like sucking blood out of a turnip. But to somebody like him, it's a drop in the hat. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of nickels and dimes, to put it kindly. Do
That
I feel like is worth it? I don't know. I'm not Dre, so I can't say if it's made of gold or not, but I'm pretty sure it's not. But
dude,
300,000 a month? What? Okay,
for what she's getting in 1 month, it'll take me 3 years to make.
that's
I, I just had to put that in perspective.
astronomical. Like,
What
well, you
she
know what?
makes in a month would take me 3 years to make.
That is bananas. What in the world do you have that costs that kind of money a month?
I don't know. I need to know. I need to find out. I want to be. How can I be down?
Man, Charlie Sheen, his addiction problems weren't that goddamn high a month.
Man, let me tell you.
300,000?
Uh, I don't know, man. I don't know. I got nothing. I got
No,
nothing.
absolutely nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Mm.
But anyway, I think we got a pretty decent topic for y'all tonight. Social media. Why we feel the need to share so much. In today's society, we often use social media sites as a tool to help us build our following with family, friends, and associates. Oftentimes, we have very positive results, and some people become famous in their own rights and regards. However, more and more people are using these public vehicles to document many aspects of their lives. Some do this at the detriment of their mental, emotional, and private well being, and at the expense of others.
So true.
um, I'm not even going to front. I have been accused and probably have entertained a lot of the shenanigans that we're about to talk about. Um, so I'm not going to be out here throwing stones at a glass house. Uh, and I know there's a lot of people out there who have done the same.
Yes.
Uh, it's a lot of pots calling the kettle black. It's a lot of people
Hmm.
out there criticizing, knowing damn well they do the same thing. But um, yeah, we're gonna get into it.
For sure.
We're gonna get into
So bragging about materialistic possessions, that is definitely one of the big things out there right now. How you see that?
it. I, I get it to a degree. Um, the one thing I don't get though is the jokers out there who are bragging on stuff that they don't own.
Yes.
Um, like you out there stunting, flashing, and doing all of this, and it's like that ain't even your normal life. That ain't even what you really own, and or what you can afford, or even the jokers out there who was flashing the PPP loan money and they catching. Um, I'm like, yo, help me understand. I just think that's ridiculous. It's if you, I don't know. I don't know. I kind of want to say if you're a celebrity, you have every right to do it.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of that, you know, you have these little kids who are looking up to that lifestyle, and a lot of the things that they talk about in their music or whatever, in their live or whatever, these little knuckleheads are trying to emulate that, and they get themselves caught up in silly situations.
Yeah, they definitely do. They want to be a part of that world, and they think that that world is the ticket. Um, I have to say though, I agree with you that if you work hard for it, right, and you achieved it, it really is your life.
Hmm.
If you want to flash your stuff, by all means do so. I don't really get it, but if you've worked hard for it, and you feel like you want to have that little outlet, do your thing. But
Yeah,
as
by all
far as
means.
yeah, as far as the people who are always up here fronting like they got it when they know they don't, I call those people Brian bumpers.
What?
That's right, Brian Bumper. That's what I call him.
What
And if
on
anybody know who
earth is
Brian Bumper
that?
is, you know that my boy was fronting
Oh
seriously hard in his
God.
music video at a Bentley dealership
Mm.
because he know he can't afford that. But
Oh,
anyway, do you
but you
think
know
Brian
what?
Bumpers?
Let me throw something on that.
All right.
I heard something interesting on an interview pertaining to that.
Mm,
Um, some of these people who do that are actually marketing for companies, so they're getting paid for doing that. And that's cool.
yeah.
That's cool. If you can promote, market a company, and you getting paid for it, by all means, knock yourself out. But the jokers who ain't getting paid for it and can't afford it, and you perpetrating out there,
Hmm.
put the brakes on that because that's not cool. It's not cool. It's not cool.
Yeah, it's
Mm-mm.
definitely not a good look.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. So, do you think it encourages or limits bad behavior?
I definitely think it encourages bad behavior because with certain celebrities, you see them out there doing donuts and cutting up in their expensive cars or acting like a jerk in public, especially in a club or whatever. And people see that they want to be around that particular celebrity and his or her entourage, and
Mm.
they feel like I'm doing it just like they doing it.
Oh, goodness.
But in all actuality, you're not.
Mm.
You can't live in one city and party in one city, and then the next thing you know, in 30 minutes, you're on another jet doing it like 3 or 4 times over. There's not a
Yeah.
whole lot that can really
Yeah.
do it like that. But
That's true.
no,
That's
you're not
true.
on that level.
Not on a level at all. So, oh man. Yeah. That's just um. I would think for people who have common sense, it would limit bad behavior. Um, and the lure of it, it looks good, but then those who have common sense and they see the end results of the people who out there messing up, I think it kind of prevents them from engaging in that retarded behavior. Um, but for those who look at that and be like, "Yeah, I want to do that," because the other person's online bragging, it's like, come on, stop. Um, the other thing about that is when you out there bragging about all these material things that you got, you open yourself up to become a victim of something. Uh, it's too many things out there to name, but you open yourself to get robbed,
Mhm.
snatched up, and all kind of stuff, held for ransom. You don't want to put yourself in that type of position.
No, I mean when you up there flashing that money like that, and the kid around the corner sees that, especially when you flashing that PPP money, and there's some real cats out here that they about that life.
Yeah,
So you might not know them, but they certainly know
they
you.
sure know you.
So up there flashing that money like that, they gonna come and knock on your door, and not in a good way.
Nah, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. Um, yeah. Another thing though, it can expose narcissistic behavior. Um, and I say that uh um because social media gives certain people this vehicle to over embellish their egos and stuff like that. And people buy into it. They get a kick out of it. So if this person is already full of themselves, and you have a whole bunch of followers out there encouraging the behavior, that even that makes them go overboard sometimes. And I've seen so many people out there like that. Yeah, they let social media explode their narcissistic behavior.
Yeah, it definitely does that. I mean, again, these people they're looking to play this role that they develop in their minds, thinking that this is it.
Hmm.
I want to be displayed out to the world like this, and I want to pull people in because of the life they think that I lead.
Right.
And again, like some of these younger rappers, the ones that are getting it by all means, but there are some who aren't getting it like that. But they up there renting these Ferraris and these Lamborghinis and these penthouses to throw, lavish parties and stuff like that. And the thing about it is, at the end of the day, um, when your stardom starts to die, or your fame starts to fade,
Mm.
what are you gonna have to show for all those parties? Nothing but
Right.
memories.
Hmm. Nothing but
No,
memories.
it's not gonna pay a bill. It's not gonna put your kids through college. It's not gonna, put money back for retirement. None of that.
None of
So
that. Then you become a meme.
exactly. That's exactly what you turn into.
A meme of your former narcissistic bragging life.
And
And
you don't even get any publishing off of that.
right.
You don't get no royalties from that song. So
Right. Be the
being a
asset of every
narcissist, you got to
joke.
leave that alone for real.
Yeah.
But do you think it's just, people's lust for attention?
For a lot of people, yeah. Because over the years, we've all seen how social media gives everybody a platform for whatever. Um, and for those who are not on there with a distinct purpose, or a tangible purpose, I would say,
Hmm.
they just lusted for attention. Um, that person who was always the nobody, or the person who wasn't included in stuff, or they get behind social media, and they just whatever, they'll do something that gets them attention,
Right.
and then they'll keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, in hopes that it'll get more people's attention. um and sometimes people don't understand or don't see that they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. And the only reason why all this attention, and you lusting all this attention, because it keeps coming, but you're not aware that they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. But in your brain, all attention is good attention.
Yeah. It's kind of like that one guy that blew up. That was a sensation there for a little while, Melvin the Great.
Mm,
I thought it was funny. Me myself, I was laughing with him, but
hmm.
evidently, there are people that were laughing at him. Um, and the crazy part about it is, with someone who's in that limelight at the moment, they don't even realize it. They really think and feel that people are subscribing to what it is that you're trying to display for them.
Right.
Another thing about it is, I remember growing up as a kid, where my grandmother always told me a child is supposed to be seen and not heard.
Yeah, those of us who grew up around those times remember that very fondly.
Heck yeah. You get popped in the mouth when you go to talk.
Straight jaw
But
jacked.
I think that's part of, where we are, as a society now. Everybody wants to be seen, everybody wants to be heard, but no one wants to listen. And
Right.
that's the biggest problem right there. No one wants to actually take the time to listen. They just find you as humorous, or um, a source of entertainment for that particular moment in time.
Hmm.
So again, when people get caught up in that life of always want to be in the spotlight, it's really not a good thing.
Nah, nah. I used to follow this dude. You probably heard him. His name is Shoe Nice. Um, he had a real popular YouTube channel. Um, and he used to drink whole bottles of liquor
Hmm.
and all kind of other crazy stuff. Like, I have a bottle of vodka called Devil Spring. Um, it's 160 proof. Um, I saw this joker take that fit and drink it straight down without stopping. Um,
Okay.
Now, mind you, I've seen him do this with other liquor, Jack, Jim Beam, gin, and all kind of other stuff.
Hmm.
But this particular bottle of vodka, I don't know if you drink or not, or what you drink, but a shot for me,
Yeah.
it burns from here all the way to here, going down.
Jeez.
Uh, I think some people like to compare it to Everclear or something like that.
Hmm.
And this Joker did that. But my point is, he did that so much, and it's the attention that he was getting. Yeah, some
Hmm.
people was into it, and people like me was like, "Damn, you a jackass." But I could not stop watching, because I was like amazed, baffled, and dumbfounded at the fact that he could literally do that. And the average person would get alcohol poisoning from drinking a fifth of liquor straight,
Yeah.
nothing else. Um, yeah, he did get a lot of attention. Problem is, somebody came behind him and outdid him, and he was mad.
Oh wow.
His attention got stolen, and he got mad. Um, I had stopped. I haven't seen any of his videos in a while. I think his page had got shut down at one point, or whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
Um, and he got demonetized, and whatever the case may be. But he was literally upset because some young kid came through and was outshining him. And it's like, when you talk about people's lust for attention and stuff like that, it's like, yo, that's one of those things where that attention is just not good because it encourages you to push your body to limits that you really should not be pushing it. Um, I'm no one to say what you should and shouldn't do, but I recommend that you don't do no dumb shit like that.
Yeah. I mean, clearly, if he got in his feelings because somebody outdid him, then that's strictly his ego talking right there.
All day
his,
long.
his ego took a hit and could not sustain it. You know what I'm saying?
Ouch. Bang, bang. His ego caught a 1-2.
Okay.
Mm,
Like, no, you're not supposed to do that. That's my thing. This is my thing.
yeah. Mm. So let's get into the effects it has on different age groups. We already know social media affects different age groups and people differently, but adolescents 12 to 20. Let's talk about them.
All right.
Um, and I picked this age range 12 to 20 for adolescents because um, I don't necessarily know at what point parents allow their children to sign up for social media or children take upon themselves to get social media pages. But let's just start with 12 to 20.
Right.
Um, these are this adolescent age is more prone to wanting that type of attention that we previously talked about. The problem with that is a lot of them do not know how to handle it. Um, and because they don't know how to handle it, it really takes over their whole being, their whole everything, to the point where they feel like they can't live without it. Like damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, look, two examples that I look at are Kobe Bryant and LeBron James
Mhm.
going straight from freaking high school straight into the NBA.
Right.
Like, I wouldn't wish that kind of pressure on anyone,
Hmm.
not even my enemies if I had any. Um, you have to have a certain maturity
Yeah.
uh, to actually be able to graduate to that stage.
Hmm.
And kids and younger people nowadays, and not banging on them in any kind of way or bashing them any kind of way, because there are a lot of young people who are really mature. I mean, some are even more mature than people older than myself.
Hmm.
So again, kudos to them on that. But
Right.
there are just some who cannot handle the pressures of being in the limelight like that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it's one of those things they want it until they get it, and then
Hmm.
when they get it and find out what it's all about, they're like, "No, I don't want it like that."
Right.
It's kind of
Right.
like there are certain comedians. What's his name? I think his name was Young Jay or something with Jay, but
Hmm.
he played in I think it was a movie with Queen Latifah where she was cutting hair and doing hair or whatever.
And beauty shop.
Yeah, Beauty Shop. The little young guy that was, rolling around on his bicycle, talking to grown females like he's their
I don't
age.
remember his name. I know you're talking about. I don't remember his name though.
But anyway, this cat had gotten so much success at a young age that once he did start becoming of age,
Hmm.
he had to take a step back from it
Right.
because it became overwhelming. Again,
Hmm.
there's no shot at him or saying that he can handle it, nothing along those lines.
Right.
But it was good that he was able to recognize, hey, I need to take a step back from this.
Hmm. Yeah, that's good. Um, recognize and take a step back and regroup, man. Yeah. Hey, if it's for you, then you'll come back to it. If not, hey, move on to something else.
Exactly.
Um, but let's talk about the the young adults. And I picked the age range 20 to 50. I picked that age range because uh as you know, between I'll say 40 and 50, uh we are younger than our parents were at the same age. And what I mean by that is, well, younger than our parents and grandparents at that age, because we have all these uh, millennial tools, I'll say, at our disposal. Um,
Right.
and just like the previous age group, some of them uh, can't even navigate this social media world without oversharing and all that stuff. Um, and you know, I think the sad part about that, well, not the sad part, a downside to that is, you know, the younger ones are looking at our age group, and they're looking at us like we're all on the same level. Um, and not only that, but our age group is looking at some of them, and instead of there being a respect your elders and uh, educate the young
Right.
uh, dynamic, it's a back and forth competing element, and it's like, w- when did we get to this point?
Yeah, that's crazy. Um, it's kind of funny though, because I don't know if some of you guys remember, but we had a young gentleman on our platform by the name of Trey Washington. Um, this young man's probably younger than me, about a good 15, 16 years, if not more. But even his mannerisms, um, he showed respect.
Hmm.
Meaning, he was taught and raised that even though I'm a grown ass man, I handle my own. Um, he still has that mannerism of I recognize my elders, and
Right,
not to say that they're better than me or worse than me or anything like that. I just recognize that you may have more wisdom than I have,
right.
and I think that that's something that, again, like you're saying, that the generation behind us and before them is not there. It's like
Hmm.
no one's trying to respect people that came before them, especially when they're on that level of getting more money than
Hmm.
a lot of people um, older than them. It's like I got more money than you. What the hell can you tell me?
Right,
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of
right.
like I respect the hustle, and for sure get your money,
Hmm.
but um, again, if you are of that mindset of I know everything because I got more money than you, then you are sadly mistaken.
Mm.
Because only with age comes wisdom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then we have the seniors, 50 plus. Um, I don't even know how much or what I could say about them, but um, everybody likes to have fun, go out, have a good time, whatever the case may be.
Right.
Um, you remember back in the day when we was young and the older folks, we have house parties, cookouts, or whatever the case may be, and as children, we are seen, not heard, unless we are over there playing with the other kids,
Hmm.
and the grown ups will be over there just cutting up. Um, social media has encouraged these seniors. Um, no knock to the ones that are young at heart. If
Right.
you're young at heart, live your life. If social media is your life and you get a kick out of that, blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. But to see Granny twerking,
No, not granny. Not granny.
see Granny twerking is a different thing. Uh, to see uh, Grandpa and out there trying to fight a youngster. I mean, I don't know what is going on with. I mean, it's a
Yeah.
social media age, but I think at some point, um, grown folks need to be grown folks.
Yeah, you know how they used to tell you act your age.
And not your color.
Exactly. But
uh,
I've seen videos where they have like 3 or 4 generations of females twerking. Like, come on,
mm,
now. Come on now, come on. Let's not do that. But
mm,
hey, again, to each their own. You young at heart. You feel like you can
mm.
go out there and shake it and don't break it. Then do your thing. But you're gonna be
Yeah,
hurting later. You know you're gonna be hurting, right?
I had that Gerald told by the bed. That preparation H because your ass hurt because you twerked too hard.
and that being gay.
Yeah, that too. I was trying to think of that. Just slipped my damn mind. You might have to take a Epsom salt bath and shit.
Yeah, man. But these older cats though, trying to fight younger cats, and it's funny as hell, right? Because I was in Mobile,
Hmm.
and you know, preacher where I was raised at it's kind of like the mean streets. But anyway, I was down there or there um, a few years back, and we had a family get together. So we had them pulled over at this gas station, and my sisters and you know a couple more of our family members, they were like, "Word, like y'all niggas pulling up, y'all pulling up in some nice rides, man. Y'all don't know if y'all want to be bundled together like that." But
Oh Lord.
anyway, so we're sitting there while everybody's gassing up, and
Hmm.
then uh, a fight breaks out across the street, and I'm looking at it. You know, I'm trained to watch everything that goes on. But it was this older cat fighting this younger cat. And the older cat, he looked to be probably about 50, somewhere in his 50s. And a younger cat, maybe like 23, 24. And they having this dispute right in the middle of the road.
I can't take it.
And I'm looking at him like, wait a minute now. At that age, if anything, you should be having a civil conversation with this young man. But you
Mm,
out here throwing hands.
mm.
And make a long story short, he ended up getting his butt whooped right there in the middle
The
of the
older
street.
cat.
The older cat got his behind handed to him.
You know, part of the problem with that is not always the older cats. It's the younger cats because the camera's on. They want to test the older people, and the older people either got too much pride or they backed into a corner. So you, in that instance, I can't always blame the older people. Uh, but you still too old to be tussling
Yeah.
on social media, and you ain't getting paid.
And my thing was, at any time, either one of them cats could have pulled out a gun. You know what
Mm,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Just that type of environment we were in.
Hmm.
But I'm glad it didn't come to that. But another thing I remember my aunt was saying was, "Y'all ain't ducking. Y'all better get down."
Oh
And I'm
Lord.
thinking to myself, I'm too goddamn old to be scared of my own folks. I'm too old for that. You know, I'm paying
Oh
attention. I'm watching
man.
what's going on. If anybody pulled, then you know, I'm do what I have to do.
Right.
But at the same time, when you find yourself in a situation where you find people fighting, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm
Oh
trying to get as
yeah.
far away from that as possible,
True that.
simply because one, you might get hit by a stray bullet. Two, I
Yeah.
don't want to be a witness to anything. Like,
Hmm.
especially when it don't concern me. Let me go and get the
Right.
hell on.
That is very true. Very, very true.
So, um, the mental and emotional effects.
Um,
I mean, how does that help anyone?
um, I don't know. When it comes to that, I think a lot of people should stop using social media as their therapist or mental and emotional soundboard.
Right.
Um, this is a big problem with the younger folks. Um, not, and I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know how this has come to be.
Right.
Um, Sharing your mental anguish, and this is for all age groups. Sharing your mental and emotional anguish on social media, whether it's calls for help or just want attention or whatever the case may be. um, if you're a child and you have siblings, you have parents, other family relatives that you can talk to, um, and I don't understand why you don't talk to them. Um, it's troubling. It's mind boggling that you know a lot of these people say, "I don't like to express myself," and it's like, wait, you have a problem talking to people, but you don't have a problem displaying to people on social media. So you kind of have to help me understand. For some of them, I don't know. Sometimes I lack empathy for some of them because, again, if you have family right there that you talk to every day, you
Right.
could talk to about everything under the sun. But when it comes to your mental and emotional issues, the first thing you do is jump on social media and talk about how depressed you are and how sad you are and this, that, and the other. It's like, the fuck are you doing that for? Um, you know, and I'm not trying to throw jabs at anybody,
Right.
but if you're a fucking adult and you on social media and you depression, you talking about depression is real, go see a fucking therapist. Like, again, I'm not throwing jabs at anybody, but it just blows my mind how you can talk to any and everybody about everything, but you say you don't like expressing and talking about what's going on with you, but you throw that shit on social media, and it's like I I, I fail to understand.
The part that gets me right is they won't talk to anyone around them, or you know, try to get help from anyone around them. But they'll take their phone and go in the closet, the back of the closet, turn on the damn light, and then go to talking like they on the damn witness stand. You know what I'm
or
saying?
or at church giving a confession.
Yeah. So you're in this confined space where there's no one around you, just this light in the top of your closet, but you're announcing it to the whole world.
The entire world.
How do that make sense? But you have no one to talk to.
I don't. Yeah.
I don't get that one. I'm again not bashing, but if you know that you have mental issues or you're having situations, that are arising in your life, there's at least one person you can talk to. There's got to be at least one person. I don't give a damn if it's just a stranger.
Right.
It just be that one stranger. And I've had
Mm,
people, come up and talk to me like that before. I'm the type I'll listen. I'm not gonna give too much advice, but I'll listen. I think
yeah.
that's something that we as a society we've forgotten to do. You don't always have to be on your damn phone to have a conversation with somebody, especially when you're sitting or standing right beside them. Come on.
Right. And the other bad part about that is you say as a society, but us as a people, um, you know, going out for help has always been a stigma in our culture.
It has.
Um, but what blows my mind is if it's still that much of a stigma in who's ever mind, um, why is it not a stigma for you to do that on social media? Like, what is the correlation or the disconnect in that to where uh, it's okay for you to throw your life out there, you know, on social media, but you won't get help. Um, the other ones that get me are the ones who post the crying videos. Um, some of it I understand, but like seriously, if you are really, 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 really going through something, you really going through something, and you really need somebody to talk to, or you really need some help, instead of taking the time and energy to get on social media and say how lonely you are, how depressed you are, and this, that, and the other, why don't you take that same energy and say, hey, mom, I need to talk. Hey, dad, I need to talk. Hey, best friend. Hey, aunt. Hey, cousin. Hey, 911. I need to talk to somebody. I need help. I just, for me, I really try to understand, but I don't understand. Um, and we all um at times post, when we lose somebody or something like that. Something like that I can really understand, but like seriously, if you are really, 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 really going through something, there are uh there's people to talk to and people to call. But some of the ones that get me, because I've fallen into this trap. You see somebody posting their depressive post or whatever on social media, and as a caring person, or even as a friend or family member, you call them, you text them, or you inbox them, or whatever the case may be, and their response is, "I don't want to talk about it." Well, why the fuck did you put it on social media?
That's the part. Like again, you're making it well known what you're going through, what you're experiencing, but you don't want to talk to a living person about it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
I get it, but if you feel like the best way for you to get your emotions out is on your phone, there are apps that allow you to record yourself. Most phones nowadays, hell, will let you record yourself. That don't mean you got to put it on social media. I mean, if you're going through something right then, just record yourself. When your emotions change or you calm down, you can go back and look at that video and self analyze. Like, why was I feeling like this? What made me feel this way? What can I learn from watching myself go through this? I'm no psychiatrist or psychologist or anything like that, but
hell,
I just find common sense to be common sense.
better yet, you can link up with a therapist online on your
Yeah,
phone.
you sure can.
They got apps for that. So I mean, it's right there. If you feel the need to hop on some type of platform to vent your whatever, they have therapist apps, websites, and all that stuff. So why throw that out there to a whole bunch of people where one, you probably aren't going to respond to them and tell them what's going on with you. Two, they don't give two shits about what the fuck you're going through, and they just there for the entertainment. Um, or three, I just don't know.
Yeah. But anyways, to make a long story short, there are resources out there You just got to utilize them. That's all.
That's it. That's it. Just reach out there and use them. Um, so, do you think this is a phase that people are going through?
I think overall, I'm hoping it is. I am really hoping that this is just a phase that we as a society are going through, but eventually it'll be like everything else where it'll just fade.
Hmm.
You know, it's kind of like MC Hammer pants or parachute pants or Michael Jackson look. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm hoping that's just where
Oh.
we're at, and eventually all of this will fly over, and people will get to a point where they be like, I don't want to put myself on display like that anymore.
Hmm.
Hoping anyway.
Um, I think it's a phase and the latest standard of life. Um, I say it's a phase because for some people, um, they'll get on and some people get on and they don't be on social media like that. There are some people who get on social media with the intention of not being on there going buck wild or whatever, and then
Yeah.
they'll gradually just go buck wild and stay buck wild. There's people out there who will get on with the sole intent of being buck wild. But then, you have people who get on, they go buck wild, and then at some point it just gets old and they chill out. So in that aspect, I say it's a phase.
Yeah.
Um, but overall, um, especially as time goes on, I think that people are just deeply invested in it like that, and that's just the way it's going to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think the thing that people fail to realize is when you put something out there, it's out there forever.
I think people realize that. I think they're naive to some people are naive to the long term effects of it.
Right. Like that aspect of it, they haven't even stopped to consider. They're like, yeah, this look good right now
Hmm.
on the man. And then you next thing you know, you get knocked out or something like that.
Right.
So, so do you
Yeah.
really want it out there like that? I'm like, I wouldn't want a video of me being knocked out posted on the internet.
Right. Yeah.
So people can laugh at me about it later, or my son can go back and look at it, or my grandkids, or whatever the case
Mm.
may be. Like, see, you
Yeah.
see, Grandpa got his ass knocked out.
Yeah. Right. You got knocked the fuck out.
Okay, I'm like, no, we're not gonna do that.
But I think that goes into people being addicted to social media, because it can be quite addictive.
It can
Uh,
be.
if you like, if that's the high point of your days, then that's what it is. If you bored, then that's what it is. If you have no mental capacity to find other shit to do, then that's gonna be it.
Yeah, I mean, again, there are some people who have made a real life style
Hmm.
from posting every day, and they've made themselves celebrities from posting every
Oh yeah.
day. But at what point do you turn it off?
Uh,
Because at that point, you're pretty much addicted to it. Like, I
right.
gotta post, I gotta post.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just one of those things that, again, the long term effect of it, you might not see it now, but sooner or later, you are going to see it.
Yeah.
It's, it's,
It's
it's
gonna
going to
slap you
show
right in the
back up.
face.
Yeah.
It's gonna slap you in the face.
I remember this one particular podcast show I was watching. I can't remember the name of it. They had this porn star on there,
Mm.
and she was basically at a point in her life where she said, I don't want people looking at my videos anymore.
Oh wow.
Because at that point, she had gotten married, she had kids, and things
Mm.
along that line. And she was like, if I could take it back, I would. But I can't. So she
Mm.
was basically on there, warning young females, you might think this is what you want, but it's really not what you want.
Like they say, hard head makes soft asses.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, definitely do.
mm.
But interpersonal and what's that? Inter.
Intrapersonal.
Thank you.
Um, so yeah, interpersonal, you know, social media has caused people to not know how to talk to and deal with other people in person, um, because they're so consumed with the social media style of communicating. It just for some people, and I mean I've seen this across the board, but with younger people, it, it robs them of the ability to be able to communicate with people from different backgrounds, I'll say.
Right.
Meaning you can talk to people in your age group, whatever, because you're talking the same language. But when it comes to talking to certain adults that you're not related to, that you don't know, when it comes to talking to someone where you're conducting business at, or well, whatever the case may be,
Right.
you're not addressing these people in that respectful or professional manner.
Okay, I follow you. So the thing about it is, again, you have two different categories. You got interpersonal and intrapersonal. So one is more or less along the line of your personal space, and then the other one, I guess, for lack of a better term, is more like a business line, right?
Yeah, because the interpersonal is dealing with other people, intrapersonal is dealing with yourself, um, and and just like interpersonal dealing with other people, the intrapersonal aspect of it is a lot of people lose the ability to communicate with their inner selves. It's like, when you talk, like when we was talking about the people, putting their emotional and mental, you know challenges online. It's like,
All right.
instead of you taking that in and being able to deal with that within, you don't know how to, because you're so quick to jump on social media and throw this out there and throw that out there. And it's like, you can't even communicate your whatever's going on with you with other people, but you can't even step back and deal with that within yourself. It's like you rob yourself of the ability to deal with yourself. And the crazy thing about it is, you're not on social media 24 hours a day. um,
Right.
Especially those of us who have, jobs and responsibilities. um, so it's like, what are you thinking about when you're in your commute going to work? What are you thinking about when you're out taking a break? What are you thinking about when you just got a minute to breathe? You can't even deal with what's going on with you with yourself.
Well, it's kind of like along the lines of where some people are scared to be by themselves. They scared to be single.
Man. And you know what? And when it comes to intrapersonal communication, there are people out there like that. If they're not on social media, they are lonely and cannot deal with themselves. Can't be by themselves. Can't function by themselves. They need the audience. They need this. They need all this outside stimulation,
Right.
but can't bring it in.
And that's truly sad, man.
Yeah,
If you can't spend time by yourself to get to know yourself or be yourself, that's a real problem.
it is a problem.
And that's, not a laughing matter. It's a
At
problem.
all. It's not a laughing matter at all. I mean, we can make light of it, but
Yeah.
it's at the end of the day, it's not a laughing matter. It's just not.
Nope.
So yeah. But what about social media being the news source of news and entertainment? you know, uh, the it's crazy um, that we've come to this point with social media, um, because people will put the craziest stuff out there, and people latch on to it. They believe nonsense, or uh, they're okay with seeing, just stuff that just don't it's not it's poisonous to your being.
Yeah, I mean, when you find yourself on your damn phone, either on Facebook or Instagram or um, Twitter, more than handling your business or watching TV, even you have found another source of entertainment that you find is more enjoyable to your brain cells. It lets off that stimulus in your brain that says this is enjoyable.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah.
You really need to stop and take a step back. And Miss Katrina says their validation or they validation.
Man, that is true. That is true. Um, a lot of people out there need the validation when it comes to that. Um and that goes into, people like craving the witness, acts of violence, injustice, and public shaming. And you know some people will want you to record their nonsense to be validated. Just the I don't know, just like why? Um, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's I don't know. It's crazy because some people purposely, go out of their way to get into these acts of violence, whether it be a street fight or um, an argument or whatever the case may be, and they'll have their friends knowing that their friends are going to record the situation.
Hmm.
So instead of your friend being the type to say, "Hey, no, this isn't right," or "No, you don't want to do that," they out there with their phone like this.
Hmm.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Egging them on.
Exactly. And it kind of reminds me of a friend of mine I had in high school, an associate. Let me take that back. But he was the type of cat that he would always boast people up to fight, you know, making a situation a hell of a lot larger than what it would be
Mm.
normally. But he would boast it up. He would get both parties in that mood of fighting, and then he would haul ass. So he had these two suckers up here fighting, and he gone.
Mm.
So that's kind of like how social media is to a certain extent nowadays. Like when you find people deliberately putting themselves on social media, getting into fights or arguments or confrontation, whatever the case may be, just so they can throw it up on social media.
Yeah,
Like you're really not getting anything out of it but making yourself look like a jackass.
yeah. And you know what? When it comes to that, the acts of violence, injustice, and public shaming, um, I think the pandemic has brought out a lot of that nonsense. Because I remember on the news, I think it was earlier this year, where this, well, it was two incidents that I remember.
Hmm.
Um, People from our background, they was in a store. I can't remember what store it was, but they were I don't well, I'll talk about the restaurant. The restaurant, it was a young chick who was the waitress, and the people, it was too many of them to sit together, so they proceeded to beat this young girl up. And somebody was sitting there recording, and it's like, yo, really? Like, first of all, you grown beating on somebody else's child because you don't want to follow the rules. Like, what is wrong with you? I Stuff like that just blows my mind. And hey, you're gonna get this on social media, then you're gonna go home and you bragging about how you beat this child up, blah, 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 you big and bad. But it's like, yo, really?
Yeah, I remember seeing that. And I was thinking to myself now, instead of them, calming the situation down, they're sitting there recording it.
Right.
Just because y'all want to sit together and right now the restaurant doesn't have a capacity to hold you guys as one party. Like
Right.
how crazy is that? That's I don't know.
And then the sad part about it is they had young kids with them. So not only are you showing your ass out on social media, but you're showing your ass out in front of these young kids who are watching you do this nonsense, who are going to think it's okay. They're going to go out there, think they Billy badasses and get their ass toe up. And they're probably going to be on social media. And it's perpetuating the nonsense.
That's exactly what it's doing. So, the effects it has on employment and public images.
Um, you know, this has gotten a lot of people in trouble with their jobs and with their image. For instance, the Karens out there, as they call them. For example, the one in Central Park where the lady was saying, "Oh, he's trying to attack me," or whatever the case may be, when he was out there bird watching, or the Asian guy in California who was out in front of his residence and the couple was harassing him. um, you know, in both of those cases, they lose their jobs. And it's like, after the fact, you lose your job, you this, that, and the other. Now you want to apologize. It's like, what are you apologizing for? You knew damn well what you were doing was just foul. It's foul. Um, you had every intention on doing what you were doing. Then after the fact, after you lose out, you want to apologize. And it's like, what are you apologizing for? Like, help me understand.
Yeah, that's the part that's a real kicker for me is when you see people in those type of situations. I mean, they are really going ham,
All
like
the way.
just making a real scene and just really doing it like that. And then once they figure out, wait a minute, people at my job are gonna see. What, wait a minute, that's me.
Mm,
It's too late then. Like it's way too late then. You are on point. You are on blast. And then they come back, like you said, and want to apologize. Well, I really didn't mean it. I was having a bad day, and they just rubbed me the wrong way. And
right.
no, there's no catching yourself at that point. You should have caught yourself at the point of exploding for no good reason.
Man,
That was the
you should have had the mind capacity to just mind your damn business and leave it at that. Um,
yes.
in as far as public image, I can't remember the dude and what's the dude name in Florida that was running for governor, the black guy. Um, gosh, I can't remember his name to save my life right now. But he didn't necessarily do anything directly on social media,
Hmm.
but he put himself in a position to where he could be photographed nude in a situation with he was butterball naked with dudes. Um, I ain't heard from dude since the last time he made a public statement after the fact. I can't remember his name. He was running for the governor of Florida, the black guy. But
I couldn't tell you.
yeah, I
I'm at
know
a
you
loss
could.
on that one.
Yeah. American politics is not your thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
Got me
it's
on
it's
that one.
but it's stuff like that, and it's like, yo, if you in public office or stuff like that, you kind of gotta fall back and chill because somebody gonna get you.
Yes.
Somebody gonna get you.
Somehow, some way. Like they say, you might not be paying attention, but somebody is paying attention.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
So, do
yes,
people like
that's
to?
that's it, Stephanie. Andrew Gillum. That's him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Andrew Gillum. Yeah.
Thank you, Miss Lewis.
Look him up.
You're like, man, I was just about to die down. You don't brought it back up.
Look him up. Look that up. I promise you. You put his name in, that's gonna be the first thing that come up, and you're gonna be like, "What the like, really, man?" Yeah, that it's so disgraceful. But his, his wife and his kids have to deal with that
Oh
because he put
yeah,
himself in that position.
I didn't even think about that part of
And
it.
I don't know what the status of their marriage is now, but at that point, she was that stand by your man thing. But I'm like, yo, it's kind of
Yeah.
dicey there.
Mm. Yeah.
Mm,
I'll stand by you and while you go in, but
mm.
I'm not gonna be when you get out.
Right, yeah, deuces.
So, do people like to watch movies of other people?
Hell yeah. It's like watching reality TV. Um, because like, everybody loves the housewives and all this other stuff. But these are like, you know, your favorite celebrities. But when it's the neighborhood shit, whether it's your neighborhood or somebody else, or it's on World Star or whatever the case may be, I think people salivate much more for it because it's like if you watch reality TV, at some point, as desirable as it is, it's scripted.
Right.
They plan on putting certain places, they edit certain things for it to be spicy to keep you caught up. But when you go online and see this stuff, this shit is real. It's real.
You do. I will admit this. There are certain people, I ain't gonna lie, that I do follow them on social media, but that's only because they're into the same things that I'm into,
Hmm.
meaning like racing or riding bikes or uh, skydiving, whatever the hell, that type of stuff.
Right.
But it's not like I'm on there like every day or every week. It may be like once every 2 or 3 weeks I might check in and see what they're doing and get caught up. But I get it. When
Mm.
you see people doing things or experiencing things that you enjoy, it can become addicting.
It
But
can be. Um,
again, you got to self-regulate.
yeah. It's addicting to the point where it's like you like all in. It's addicting to the point where it's like I can't believe I'm watching this. Um, and it's addicting to the point to where you really want to analyze it and really wonder what the hell are they thinking.
Yes,
Like you just want to, like, yeah, yeah. And some people they are so buffoonish. Um, I was watching I was watching a video. I think somebody sent me the video.
hmm
Um, Something happened to where somebody was getting robbed in a store or something like that. And the news was interviewing this young lady. And she was like, on the phone, she was like, yo, bitch, I'm on the news. yo, I'm really live on the news. I'm live on the news. And she kept talking and cursing and
Yes.
stuff like that. And I was like, what
Yes.
the, like, are you,
I seen that one.
I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, I didn't even know what this app, but I kept watching it because I'm like, are you serious? I mean, I've been on the news a couple of times and I get that you are in a different space because a news camera's in your face, but
Right.
for me, I'm like, yo, I want to put my best foot forward. I'm trying to shine.
Yeah.
And these jokers is talking broken English, cursing, and I
Straight
just,
Ebonics.
yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know.
And I remember that video. I remember that one. That was hilarious. But at
Uh,
the same time, I'm kind of like you. I was like, do you believe
and
this?
I watched damn near that whole video until I got probably 30 seconds to the end. I was like, I can't watch this shit no more. I can't do it. I was like, I was stuck. I was
Yeah.
literally stuck. Like, yo, I couldn't take it. I
So
couldn't
let
take
me
it.
ask you this then. Let me ask you this. I know this kind of off subject a little bit. Like when you're driving, right?
Hmm.
And let's say you come upon a scene where an accident may happen.
Hmm.
Are you one of those people that take a quick look and just keep moving, or are you one of those people that do the whole rubbernecking thing? Like,
Look here. I take a quick look and move. Some people cannot help but turn their entire head and watch the whole damn thing. Like their eyes can't glance, take in the whole picture and keep moving. Um, I'm going to venture and say because I've been in the military for 26 years and because I did security for X, Y, and Z years, I'm going to put it on that to where I can look at something and keep it moving, glance again and keep it moving and whatever. But it's so frustrating.
oh man,
And then you have some of those people who pull out their phone and they're recording it while they're driving. And it's like,
yes,
it's not enough that you can't even look and keep moving, but you got to pull out your phone and do it. Now, again, when we started this, I said some of these things I'm guilty of.
yes,
Um,
yes.
but if I've ever pulled out my phone to do that, I pull out my phone and keep driving because I'm going to put my phone at an angle to where it gets everything. And if I want to study the situation, I've recorded it and I can go look at it later.
Right.
I'm not going to sit there and keep them held up and possibly get myself into an accident. So yeah, it happens out there.
Yeah.
It just
So
happens.
I mean, for me, I just take that quick look and keep it moving. But I get it why people are so intrigued by an accident scene. I
Hmm.
mean, when you see the whole ambulance and the lights and all that going off, it's kind of like people, their senses go off.
Yeah.
They want to see what's going on. And
What happened? Somebody died.
yeah,
How bad is it? This, that. Yeah, I get it. I get
yep,
it.
totally.
Um, and I remember one time, and I know a lot of people have seen this.
Mhm.
I was driving to work one day, driving on this stretch of road that I hate driving on. Uh, for those in this area, 295, it's two lanes going down, and I always tell myself I refuse to drive to work on 295. I'd rather get on 95 because 95 is four lanes, 295 is two lanes. Something happened, you stuck.
Right.
I happened to drive down 295 one day, and this Mustang was flying. That joker was zoom, 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 zoom. About a half a mile up the road, I get up, and this joker is spent around, front car tore up. I'm like, you jackass. And I glanced over and kept going.
God. Yeah, Mustang drivers.
Yeah. Yeah. Um,
I miss those days.
yeah. I don't miss that kind of day, but
No, no, no,
yeah.
no.
Um, but what about social media being the new shaming agency?
Oh man, that is the one right there.
Mm,
It definitely appears that um, people think this is what it is to do now. Like that's the first thing in the list of things to do. Let me get you back by publicly shaming you on social media.
right.
And the crazy part about it is it doesn't help the situation at all. It's not going to stop that person from doing
Nah.
whatever in the hell it is that they're doing.
Nah. It might even make you look like a jackass for posting that shit.
Yeah, like what were you doing all that recording? But I remember a particular situation where this young lady, she was upset with this bus driver.
Mm,
So she decided she wants to attack the bus driver. But, little did she know somebody's back there recording her. So then once she realized, got up and realized somebody was recording, she ran her ass off the bus. But only way that benefits the bus driver is, okay, we got her on camera. This,
right.
person attacked me. We can, possibly run her
Hmm.
down and, I can file charges. But on the other, flip side of that, people who are doing that just for the sake of doing that, just to put it up on their own personal page.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I was about to say that because a lot of buses have cameras at the doors. So they're recording who comes in. So it's like you cutting up on the bus or whatever case may be. We know what you look like. But
Hmm.
a lot of these people who are recording this stuff, they're not recording it to say, hey, bus driver, if you need this, I got this video of this person doing this, that, and the other. They like, nah, I'll post it on my page and put a nice little caption on the post. Look at this jackass doing this, look at the jackass doing that. So, you have stuff like that. Um,
Oh, the one that gets me the most is World Star, World
right.
Star.
They in the background yelling at you like, yo.
I'm like, get out of here.
Oh
Oh, that'd
man.
be too funny though. I ain't gonna lie. That should be funny.
Yeah. And another thing, it does normalize nonsense. You see it so much that, people are out there saying, oh, I saw this on there. I'm gonna outdo them by posting this. And I'm gonna post that. And
Yep.
it's just crazy. And then, another thing, you got people out there, goddamn, um, recording their crimes and stuff. And it's like, why? Like, you're committing a felony potentially, and you're posting this online. And then when you get caught up, you mad at whoever was with you. And then you mad at the police because they caught you, but you're not mad at your dumbass self for recording and putting yourself online,
Yeah.
normalizing this stuff because then you got somebody else following you. Oh, they got caught. I ain't gonna get caught. Like, what are you doing?
Hmm. Like, why do it not click in these people's head that, okay, so I'm doing this for my own personal gain, but
Yeah,
no one like in law enforcement is gonna come knock on my door, come talking about we got you on camera,
right.
you recording yourself.
Acting all surprised.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But the pressure of everyday life, do you think that has become like an outlet for people though?
Yeah, because that goes back to interpersonal communication, and also goes back to people putting their emotional and mental challenges on there. You know, Also some people use it as an outlet. Even if they don't just throw all their business out there. Sometimes it's an outlet for people to, hey, I had a great day. Hey, I had a bad day. I mean, depending on, the structure of it, it may be
Right.
okay. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with it. Social media can be a good outlet for a lot of people. If you're doing it responsibly as an outlet, then all right, cool. Um, I know we're not the social media police trying to dictate or regulate how and when and why people use it, this, that, and the other. But
Right.
you know, hell, I've used it as an outlet at times. Especially when I have a creative moment and I want to post, like, whatever thought, poetically or silly or whatever. Um, so it is a good outlet at times. So um, there's nothing wrong with that, but there are those extremes.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel it's a good outlet, especially when you're coming from a artistic standpoint, or you're uh, teaching people maybe some type of craft, or you're expressing your art, whether it be painting or singing or poetry or anything along those lines. Especially with these new musicians, or these people who want to put their music out. There's nothing wrong with it. Do your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, definitely. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah. Again, if you're using it responsibly as an outlet, then cool. I mean, as you mentioned before, some people, it helps people, shine light on their talents and stuff like that. But hey,
Man,
oh man,
the way I look at it is like this, right? Especially with YouTube. So many times people have been taken advantage of, for their talents and their gifts. Um, so this gives them that platform where they can put themselves out there and
hmm,
get, the recognition from, whatever movement they're doing, or
right,
whatever they're trying to get out there. It's basically on them at that point. And
hmm,
it's not somebody who's actually making money or profiting off of them. It's them doing their thing.
right.
But is this a connection that people are searching for with others?
Um, I would say yeah. For a lot of people, it is. You know, I know, like, shit. I don't even remember how the hell me and you got back in contact with each other, and I believe it was on Facebook or whatever the case may be.
It was, definitely was.
Because I remember, let me see, you were in Virginia, and I think I was here or somewhere. I had your address. Uh, I think we had wrote a couple of times. We might have called a couple of times. Then we lost contact.
Yeah.
Um, then we find each other on here. So, definitely it's great for connections. So in that regard, I don't think it's, too much. Um, but I mean, it can be too much when, you know, people are using this for a call service.
Yeah, some people like to slide in the DMs, as they say.
And you know
Get,
what? I was
getting
thinking
it.
about that earlier. And this goes back to the shaming people.
Right.
For a while, uh, women out there, yes, women. I'm going to pick on y'all women. A lot of women. Well, not all of y'all, but there was, and there still is, a certain percentage of women that when a dude slides in their DM, they are putting them on blast,
Oh
shaming them, and this,
man.
that, and the other. And it's like, did you want him to put it on your page? Like, I don't get it. Like, why are you shaming somebody for jumping in your DM when they just, you know, trying to holler or whatever? Now, on the flip side of that, if they are in your DM and they being reckless and throwing dick pics that you ain't asked for and being thirsty and belligerent, this, that, and I can almost understand putting them on blast, but it's easier to just block them. But you know, especially in those groups and stuff, it's like if somebody slide in your DM, why are you going at their throat? Like, what you want them to do?
Yeah. I mean that whole, that whole thing right there. I've had friends of mine who gotten put on blast like that, and it's not a good outcome. Um,
Nah.
not saying that they took uh, actions against that person, but it more or less made that person look like that's not a trustworthy person. That's
Mm,
not a person you really want to deal with on a certain level,
right.
because if everything's good and gravy at one point, and then you turn around and put this person on blast, meaning show your private texts and stuff like that, then definitely it's not a good look. I'm not saying that against females only. I'm saying dudes who do that too. Don't do
Oh
that.
man.
It's kind of like that situation with the young rapper from G on it. The
Uh,
young rapper, you know what I'm saying?
uh-huh.
I ain't gonna say no names, but the
Yeah.
young rapper. Um, and he got caught up in that situation with that person,
Mm.
and they end up putting him on blast. Recorded the whole phone conversation, everything, and it just wasn't pretty. It was like, okay, so if this young person is engaged with a personal relationship with you, and y'all have done y'all thing, whatever that may be,
Mm-hmm.
why would you record this person and put them on blast when you guys had a personal relationship? Like
Right.
that made no sense to me. But
Yeah.
anyway, see how I did that, right?
Yeah. 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 But what about when people put their significant others on blast for cheating?
Oh man, that'd be the
Uh,
worst right there. That's the worst.
um, I don't even know what they gain from that, uh, other than putting your inside business in the streets.
Hmm.
Um, I mean, you know what? There can be good and bad to this.
All right.
But overall, I don't think it should be handled like that. The good thing is, um, for some people, it's a source of empowerment. What I mean by that is they may be fed up with dealing with the nonsense behind the scenes, and they don't feel comfortable, which again this goes back to the communication part. They don't feel comfortable talking to people who are right there,
Hmm.
and they are able to let it out for the world to see, and then people being like, oh, I didn't know you was going through it, all you had to do was talk to me. It may be good to that for that. Um uh it may be good for, um also, I don't know, just letting that person know that they fed up with their bullshit.
My thing about it is this, right? Even if I was to catch my significant other in a situation like that, knock on wood, um, I'm not finna post that shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Because one, again, that person, if they're doing you wrong or cheating on you, is not gonna make them change.
Nah.
Only thing they're gonna do is probably get them more of what it is they're looking for.
Hmm.
Like, oh, he's such a player, or
Yeah.
oh, she like that, she one of them. Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Let
Some
me
people
take my
capitalize off
turn
that.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would? And it goes back to your own personal business. Like, why would you want to put your personal business out in the streets and then be mad when somebody approach you about your personal business that you put out?
Right. Yeah. It's crazy.
Girl, I saw you and your man getting into a fight, or I saw you caught your man cheating on you, girl. He's so wrong for that. And by that
Mhm.
time, that's like the 15th or 16th person that done came up to you on
And
that
then
tip.
now you tired of hearing it, but it's like you
Yeah,
put it out there.
exactly.
Oh man.
I'm talking about it. No, you
But
put
you
it
know
out there.
the other stupid part about that is, you know, people put their significant other out there on blast like that and don't leave them.
Yeah, go right
And
back
it's
to him.
like, wait a minute. Last week, you done said how he slept with the little chick around the corner and how he did this, and you don't like his dirty drawers, and you you did this to him and you got him back, but y'all still together? Like, I don't know who's the idiot, you for posting it and staying with him, or his dumb ass for being a victim of you posting it and him staying, which I don't know.
Yes, that
Why?
part right there. That
Yeah.
part right there.
Mm, yeah. Yeah.
Why even record yourself in that situation? You see his ass? You see him? Huh?
Mm,
Y'all see him?
right.
But you're right there back with them. Like, okay, so you're publicly shaming the person that you're in this relationship with. So now once y'all ass go out in public, oh, there they go.
You're right. Right. Or let's or or the ones who go out of their way to set the camera up in a hidden location,
Yeah.
go live, you going off, and then you put your hands on this person. So not only did you make yourself look like a jackass, now it's easy for your ass to get charged with assault and battery because it's
Hmm.
recorded. It's
Yeah.
like,
You basically slap charges on yourself.
oh, you damn dumbass.
Yeah. I can't.
Yeah.
But what is the game behind it, though?
Shit, I don't know. I have no
Uh,
idea. A little attention, publicity, stroke your ego, your 5 minutes of fame. Um, I, you know, I don't know. Um, the one thing that I will say, because someone tried to do this shit to me a couple times. With somebody tried to do this to me.
mhm.
Um, the one thing about it is a lot of these people who do that, they're not thinking correctly. And this goes back to what we were talking about earlier, your mental, emotional things that you got going on. Um, you know, you before you decide that you want to put somebody out on blast like that, you have to remember that there's two sides to the story. And if you're not thinking reasonably, you're not thinking rationally, and you go out putting somebody on blast, and you may embellish your side of the story a little bit to make you look like the victim, or to make this person look like they're a piece of shit. Remember that you may have shared text messages with this person. You may have shared video conversations with this person, and when you're on the receiving end of this nonsense, oh, yo, such and such said this and such said that, and you did this, and it's like, well, this text message says opposite of what this person is trying to put out there on me.
Mhm.
And this video that this person said doesn't match what they're saying. So this person has nothing to gain. And when it comes to who does it hurt more, um, if you're doing this and you ain't correcting what you're doing, it's gonna hurt you more. The person who is the victim of this type of nonsense, for lack of a better term, it may hurt them for a minute, but at the end of the day, um, a lot of people suffer. And you sometimes you got to sit back and ask yourself. You might do way after the fact. Was it worth it? At the end of the day, was it worth it?
Yeah, because again, you really don't gain anything from it. You might get, like they said, a little 5 minutes of fame, but after a while, that's gonna fizzle out.
Yeah. I mean, unless you're a narcissist and you're a lust, you have a lust for attention, um, you got to keep performing. And
Exactly.
when you do stuff like that, people will be like, "Oh, damn, when they gonna blow up next?" They just looking for it.
Hmm.
And when it comes to who does it hurt more, when people keep coming to you, ask, "Yo, what happened with such and such situation?" And this, that, and other, and they ask you certain questions, and you sit back and be like, "Damn, they only asking me this because I acted a fool online when I should have just kept a cool head and just fell back from the situation and left it alone, or talk to this person as an adult, and hey, we hashed out, go our separate ways, or whatever the case may be." So it's one of those things.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the people that you hurt, though, again, when you put somebody in a compromising position, meaning recording without their knowledge, and especially if they're um, the victim in a situation. Like I've seen, where female jump one female and rip her clothes off and all that crazy nonsense. Um, Again, you just hurt that person after being hurt physically
Hmm.
because you just put them in a mental space of, you know, my privates or private parts of my body are now out there on the internet.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. And then again, with the way people attach themselves with social media, stuff like that can be a mental and emotional detriment to that person. And in that moment, you may be like, I don't care. I'm gonna get this person. I'm gonna make them hurt. Blah blah blah. And you feeling that for the moment, but that person could be feeling that to the point where it drives them to depression, drives them to suicide, um, makes them withdraw, and it affects a lot of things about them. And it's like you, for that 5 minutes of showing your ass, you may have messed that person up for a lifetime. You just don't know. And then you might come down from your high and instant fame on social media from acting a jackass, and like we said, it may affect your job, it may affect your public image, and what is there to gain?
Exactly.
What is there to gain? um
But
yeah.
just going back to adding on to that, um, do people actually stop to consider the collateral damage of what they're doing?
A lot of people don't, um because they're stuck in the moment. um Again, that lust for attention, that narcissistic uh, drive. Um, you know, when you like, for instance, when they was jumping on that young lady in the restaurant, um, she was an innocent child. Um, then you have to look how it affects her siblings, her younger siblings, her parents, her grandparents, or whatever the case may be. You just don't understand how much that affects those people, those innocent people who are responsible for that child or care for that child, or just people in general who look at that and be like, damn, like why? Um, then you might have a bystander who wants to step in and break it up, and now that person gets, that innocent person gets, get caught up in that, and
Yep,
people just don't. Come on, man. It's not that serious. It's really not that serious.
not at all. I mean, again, people, I think they stop. They don't take into consideration what exactly it is that they're doing, meaning the collateral damage of you got this person on camera. You don't know who this person may be related to, meaning the
Yeah.
person you're filming, they might have a crazy ass uncle or crazy ass auntie or something like that.
Yeah.
And back when we were coming up, people would come and see you.
They will. They
Like,
will come touch you.
and they don't give a damn where you at. You could be at home or
Mm-mm.
in the middle of Walmart. They don't care.
They will come and bless you.
Yes, sir. Not the way you want to be blessed either.
Not at all. Might catch them bongs. Be stretched out somewhere. Mm.
So, do you think at any time in the future, uh, things will go back to a place where we're not, as a society, trying to record everything that goes down?
Hell no. No.
You don't?
I say that because somebody is always going to want to uh, benefit in some way on someone's misfortune. Um, and not to say that it's always going to be misfortune. Somebody is always going to want to get the limelight for filming something that's in the moment
Right.
or be absorbed in social media in whatever kind of way. Um, People will go through their phases to where they either are not on there, they're on there moderately, or they're on there a lot. It's everybody's going to go through their phases. Um, I think, especially with the younger generation, if they don't have anything else to do with themselves, like if parents don't keep them involved in productive stuff, or if they can't stay focused in productive stuff, uh, it's definitely not going to stop. Um, this is definitely the way of the world as it is now. I mean, Facebook alone has goddamn billions of users. So when you look at it like that, no, it's not going on anywhere. TikTok is a heavily used thing. Um, so I mean, once you get lost on TikTok, you could be on there for a minute. Um, just like Instagram. So I don't think we're going to get to a point where people put their phones down, but I think people do. I was looking at a Kevin Samuels video today,
Mm-hmm.
um, and the title was "Give Me a Break," um, and I think people need to take a break more, like interact with people, like real people, have conversations with people, go get a breath of fresh air. Just go live. Or if you gonna be on social media, uh, at least do something productive. I mean, again, I'm not telling you how to operate your life on social media. However you do it is how you do it. But being that we have young, impressionable children who follow what we do and dance to the beat, march to the beat of their own drum, uh, I think this is the way of life.
Yeah. Um, I want to say at some point people will grow out of it, but
Mm.
by then there'll probably be two or three who will, pick up the flag, as they say, who will carry on. Um, I think it will continue, but I think it will continue to a certain extent
Mm.
because there's always something bigger and better coming on, in the horizon there. So at some point, something bigger and better will appear on the scene where people will, I would think, give up their phones like that and
Mhm.
social media. But again, I don't know the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. And we want to thank everybody for staying tuned and listening in with us. And again, our regular time of Wednesdays at 7:30, we will be moving back to that. We're just
Yes, we
doing
will.
this for a few more weeks. until we get other things going on behind the scenes back on track.
Yep.
But please keep in mind, this is not our regular time. This is
We
not
know
our
it.
regular time.
Look, because I've been having people hit me up. Hey, y'all not on tonight? I ain't getting no alert. I'm like, nah, we on Thursday right now. But with that being said, hey, follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, like, subscribe, and share so you can get those notifications of when we're going live and all that other stuff like that. So definitely, lock us in. If you have any suggestions for topics, hit us up. Hit us up at the email address that we have. And, there it is right there.
Yes, sir.
KNI369 at gmail.com. So, drop us a line. If you have any topics, suggestions, comments, or whatever the case may be, you want to be a guest on the show, definitely hit us up. What else you got?
All right, before we go, we still got that King and I Life podcast t-shirt giveaway. Again, a free giveaway, and we mean free. So here's the riddle, everyone.
Oh, Lord.
What is it that no man wants to have, but no man wants to lose? Again, what is it that no man wants to have, but no man wants to lose?
And it don't have nothing to do with a woman.
No, it's definitely not a woman. It's definitely not a woman.
Oh, so, man.
And
it's not, it don't have anything to do with a man.
But you guys can reach us at our email and hit us up with that. And I will definitely post this question later. So you guys can just give us a comment. And again, we want the exact answer. I know people are going to get close, but unfortunately, we can't give a t-shirt away to everybody to get close. So whoever gives us the exact answer, that will be the individual that gets the t-shirt.
Yes.
But once again, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. And again, the viewers and listeners who have tuned in around the world. I can't even name all the different countries we're in now, but we want to thank you guys.
Yes. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the support. All that good stuff. Definitely tune in next week. We have a good friend of mine, Javanya J. Newby, who is a pastry chef. She works full time. She has her own business actively, and she is the mother of 5 children. How she pulls that off, and she says she works her job, not her business, her job, 70 hours a week.
Yes.
Me personally, I've worked more than one job before, but I cannot see myself working 70 hours a week and have the ability to put a dope ass cake together. I just can't.
Yeah.
I can't. So,
but you guys make sure you tune in for that one, cause I can tell you, Jay, she's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's hilarious. She is hilarious.
I think she may have missed her call to a certain extent. But
right.
Anyway, you guys tune in for that. It's gonna be a dope interview, I promise.
Yes, it will be. Again, thanks for tuning in, and we will see y'all next week. Definitely check out the podcast on whatever podcast platform that you subscribe to. Yeah, that's all I got.
We out.
We out.